Hey Nippers, it's me, Wild Neptune. A big bunch of reruns has been announced, and I'm going to tell you which ones you should pull for. Let's go. So the way it goes is that there'll be a banner with all 6 of the Nikkes on them, and you select which one you want to target, and when you pull, your SSRs have a 50-50 to get that one. The other 50% is all the other Nikkes that are not limited, or also not the ones that you did not choose either. 6 is a lot, and you probably will not get all 6 of them if you don't have any of them. So you're gonna have to be very selective. Keep in mind too, if you're wondering where Summer Eleg or Summer Dorothy are, they should be run during the actual summer event. What is that going to be? We don't know. Either in 3 weeks after this event ends, or in 5 weeks if they're a 2-week filler. We haven't been told that as far as I know. Also, do keep in mind too that actual new units will also be coming out. Keep in mind too that for just about all these units, they're past their prime and they have either very niche usage or they're just not very good, unfortunately. With like a couple of exceptions, what I'll talk about. But yeah, if you're pulling for these, you're pulling because you like the units or the characters or the design, and you just want to have them for collection purposes. Anyway, let's go through each of the units. So the first one I'm going over is what I do not have, and this will be Mary Bay Goddess. So Mary Bay Goddess is a Burst 1 water who only buffs other water units. She has a particularly kind of unique, not super unique, but like kind of unique, where she actually buffs the max HP of allies, which would be very good if there was a good water DPS that actually cared about this. But as far as I know, there's not. If she was like an electric buffer, she would actually probably be used, I think, in like Cinderella comps and things like that. But she's not. She also does not have a CDR on her burst 1 or on her skill 1, which is unfortunate because she not only doesn't have a team that cares about her buffs, she also doesn't even give one of the most important things a burst 1 can give. So that severely restricts what she can do. Also, because she's a limited alternate of another character, she will never get a treasure. Probably for the best, right? But yeah, like she's just kind of stuck in this weird limbo where theoretically she can be pretty good, but until a lot of things just fall into her favor, she's just not. She's not the worst unit in the world. She's definitely usable, at least based on her skills and everything like that. But again, you're getting her just for her design, just because you like the unit or the character and stuff like that. Next one up is Helm Aquamarine. She's another character I don't have, and she's probably going to be the first one I personally will try to start pulling on. She actually has some usage, especially in Iron Raids. And this is because as a burst 2, she can actually act as your CDR. See right here is that she reduces the cooldown of the burst skill according to the number of activations right here, which is actually pretty good for Iron specifically. She's never used outside of Iron Raid because all of her skills only affect electric code target. I say Iron Raid. I mean Iron Weak raids. So yeah, she's actually she was used last Iron Weak raid, and I suspect she'll be used in the next one too. If anything, because Iron is just a very Pipega element at the moment, and until we get a lot more units for it, I do think she'll have a place, but how much longer, I'm not sure. And again, if you don't care about like solo raid, you don't need her. And even if you do, she is a pretty niche option for it. The next one will be Rosanna Cheek Ocean. She's a wind supporter, burst 2, and she is kind of teetering a little bit on usability, I would say. Last win raid, I say win. I mean weak to that element. I don't think she was really used that much. I think one of the big things is that unless your Rosanna is like very, very, very well built, and the rest of your team is very, very well built too, and they can take advantage of her unique buffs, then she's not quite the best. Now, I think we know that sustained damage is going to be like a thing or something. On the new Arc Ranger unit, and she buffs sustained damage. It seems like so. There's that. She also has a damage taken debuff, which is not that bad too. Also more damage to parts and stuff, but a lot of stuff has to go right again for Rosanna. She's not as niche as Mary, because Mary's the first one, and like I said, there aren't any water units that really want to take advantage of all her buffs, but still, she does have a more niche role of compared to other burst 2s. There was a time where she was kind of compared to Grave overall, but in almost all cases, Grave is just a better burst 2, and even Grave now is kind of being phased out of a lot of teams in raids. But I don't know, maybe she will find some usage in the next solo raid, because it is going to be win week, and it probably might have some sort of like sustained damage type thingy that will help you. I don't know. This isn't me speculating here. Now, is this enough to probably pull on her? Probably not, right? However, she does have one of the most insane designs in the entire game. So insane that even I will not show it on this video. Next up, we're going to have Neon Blue Ocean. And as I said before, that this is probably the most disappointing Nikke that's ever come out. Now, again, personally, I do not have this Nikke as I was playing when she came out, and I knew she wasn't good when I started playing. So when the rerun came around last year, I did not pull on her, which I'll pull on her now, just because I have some resources, and she does look good. She does have a nice design and everything like that. Now what she does, well, damage to parts, some elemental self buffing here, and also some more damage against fire code targets. So really only a water raid unit. The thing is though, is that even with how Pepega a lot of water raid units are, like people are still using things like Quincy or Breddy or Guillotine, stuff like that, she's still not worth using. Neutral damage in a lot of cases is just better than the water weak raids. I don't know, maybe if the raid has parts, but even then, this like damage to parts isn't really that great. The other problem too is that she affects only herself, so she's a very selfish character. If she buffed her allies too, she would be like obviously a lot better. Okay, but yeah, Neon, Summer Neon, probably not worth getting. Alright, next up we're gonna have Sakura, Summer Sakura, and all you really have to know is that the unit EH, which everybody knows is a unit that's kind of and even being that is probably being generous for her, has often been compared to Sakura in terms of like, is this unit as bad as Sakura or Summer Sakura? That should give you all you need to know on how good people perceive this unit to be. She does, like EH, she does have that thing where she the part damage, stuff like that, and things. She also has sustained damage too, which is I guess that's like a win thing that they have sustained damage. But like not only, I don't know. It seems that a lot of units with like part stuff like that also has sustained damage, it seems like. And finally, we have Anise Sparkling Summer. And if there was one summer unit you were going to get, this is the one to get. Not only because it's Anise, but because it's the only unit that is actually very good. Anise is a weird unit because she's been out for a while, And whenever you think, oh, she's gonna get power crept out, like, oh, more electric just come out, like Neon's here, right? Cinderella, right? To all these electric units that are here, eventually she's gonna get phased out. She hasn't, right? And this is because her kit basically makes it so that she will just about never, not never, but she will almost never really get out. For electric weak raids, she is a core unit, and this is because she buffs the whole team. Well, a whole team, like all the electric code allies, by a massive 55% of her attack, and also gives them a huge 50% reload speed for the burst duration, which is huge, right? This alone basically guarantees, unless there's huge power creep overall, that she will always have a spot in every single electric raid. And that's why she's on all those teams with all those other electric units. Like, normally you have your Cinderella team, and then you have your Neon team, and then you have a team with Summer and Nice, and then 2 other electric DPSs. Usually a X-Maiden is an off-burst, and then you have another one. Which one it is depends on your roster and what the boss is, but that's usually how it goes. She does pretty good damage also. Yeah, also in PvP, she's pretty good in PvP. Although I would say that in SP right now, she's harder to use on defense because she's a little bit too slow. On offense, though, again, she is slow, but she does counter some comps, like anything with damage share that isn't immune or like invulnerable is particularly weak against Summer and Nice, so do keep that in mind. If you're in CA, you might find more usage out of her in PvP, but in PvE, again, Electric Raid, like, must-have unit. And this goes live when the new update comes out for Arc Ranger. Once the kit comes out for Arc Ranger, I will try to have a video out for that before she actually comes out. I will be, out for a little bit, so hopefully I'll have time to get that done. But I want to make this one first, just in case any of you guys felt the itch to pull on other units also. Again, I do want to make sure we all know that these are reruns, and these reruns, a lot of them are not that good. Like, as far as being actual, like, gameplay mechanical units go. And that bigger and better things are on the horizon. So anyway, hope this was helpful for you. If you found it helpful, please leave a like, comment, subscription, all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm Wild Neptune. It's been a good one. Till next time.